Captain Dan, the greatest hero of them all.
Hi there guys, and welcome to another episode of Action Dan. In this Australia Day episode, Action Dan plays lifeguard to a stranded sheep. We bump into Australia's most adventurous female kayaker that managed to conquer the River Nile. And Daddy and his partner Esther get lost in the desert trying to find their way back home. So Nadu, did you say you've never been camping before?
My hair doesn't look good in video.
Or make you look sexy with the video editing. Did you say that you've never been camping before?
No, never. This is the first time.
And how old are you?
I'm 28.
I think his parents need to be put in jail. That's sad.
Daddy?
Oh, one of the other kids is after me.
Yeah.
Yes, my son.
Not sure that.
How to let the air out the air mattress?
Yeah.
I tell you, if my 7-year-old asked me that.
Well, we're on schedule pretty good so far. It's just a problem with all these lazy city stickers. It takes forever to pack up. They've got to bring all their little accessories.
Ken's hiding his face as always.
What a pretty flag.
Alright, on the road again. We couldn't do all the driving at night time. Let's head off out of here and see if we can still keep the original goal of travelling 104 kilometres along the Murray River on one weekend. Hey guys, so what do you think of the hardcore camping? You like the bush tucker meal?
Fries with it?
This was now our 23rd trip along the Murray River. I couldn't believe it that we'd now nearly completed the entire Murray River in South Australia. We headed around 100 kilometres over the border to where the Murray River divides Victoria and New South Wales. The point A to B segment of the river we were taking on for this trip was between Lake Victoria and the country town of Mildura. When leaving Adelaide, we would make our first stop at Lake Victoria. Here we would leave behind one of our 2 vehicles and continue on to the starting point of Mildura. This was a third Australia Day long weekend where we would kayak along the river for 2.5 days, camping riverside for free on the mostly untouched natural land along the way. Total distance goal for this weekend was 106 kilometres, sounding rather intimidating for the 2 newbies that were joining us. Then, hopefully being at Lake Victoria, we would have 2 of us jump in the finish line car, go back to retrieve the starting line car, grab all our kayaks and head back home. The road's nice and remote. We're not in the middle of nowhere, but it's definitely one of the quietest places I've been. Looks very untouched and I'm not seeing glass bottles everywhere. Okay, so now we're just going to pull over, have a look at the lake and explain the bad news to Ken that our car's more fuel efficient than his and we're about to run out of fuel. So that means his car's going to be empty any second now. Hey Ken.
Oh, cover up that Hungry Jack's thing.
So yeah, we're out here in the bush, out in the middle of nowhere. Shut up. Out in the middle of nowhere. Ken, do you want the good news or the bad news?
We're lost.
The good news is we're nearly at the beautiful lake. Bad news is we're not sure if you have enough fuel in your car.
How do you know that?
Because our car is more fuel efficient than yours and ours is pretty close. We'll only have about 80 extra Ks.
No. You have a trailer on the back.
Oh yeah, so our car should be pretty close to the same. Yeah, you're right actually. Alright. What I'm standing on is quite a bit different. It's like giant sandbags. And here's Lake Victoria. It's quite pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, you should pay it off.
There's a killed at least 30 Aboriginal.
The roof's pretty.
Yeah.
Have you seen much Aboriginal artwork?
Not recently.
Not recently. So that
I've
means
just
yes in
noticed
other words.
You've got some money at the back of your phone. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I've been distracted.
American dollar bill for good luck. Do you want an American dollar bill when we get back for good luck?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Can I have it now? Let's not delay it.
Cheeky. What do you think of the view? It's just quite beautiful.
It is. Off go the boys. Oh wait, that's in there.
I think they're looking for a big fish or something.
It is a big.
It's moving. Alright, now we grab all our stuff, jump in Esther's car and get out of here. Well, hopefully everything works out. We're in negative 15 in fuel already, but luckily me and Esther know that her fuel gauge is very inaccurate. But we've got Esther's car up to like negative 86,
How's it
I
going,
think.
folks? Enjoying your life in the city? Bad luck, eh?
So hopefully we can get to the town, which is less than the remaining.
Hello, folks. Let me show you my best side.
Yeah, so we should just make it by like 8 kilometers worth of fuel estimate.
Cool.
Just.
Well, we can push.
So out of like, 680 kilometers, we're going to make it by like 8 kilometers. With just enough fuel. The part of this trip that I enjoyed the most was found by pure coincidence at the very beginning. The area we decided to start at was where the Darling River ended and met the Murray River. My next long Australian river to explore and complete one day. I've got a big fella here that looks like he's trying to find something to steal from our kayaks. You look old. You gonna eat my phone?
Probably feed it in your hand.
Yeah?
Probably feed it in your hand.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, try.
Shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Come on, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Oh, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. Come on, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me.
Yeah, like a bit smaller down there. Bit smaller.
After carrying all the kayaks, everyone's tired and we haven't even started the trip yet.
Nice scene though. There's someone fishing from here. There's fishing line up there in the tree.
Yeah, I'll believe that. Alrighty, let's get started. Time to kayak. This one goes down really quick. Alrighty, let's play a game I saw on a funny YouTube channel in America. You got these friends that just do crazy shit every weekend. Like getting a random tattoo. They'll just spin a wheel and it'll land on something and say, I love mama or something like that. American YouTube channel.
Okay.
Just these young black fellas that just do crazy shit every weekend. Like seeing who can, sit on top of a firework up their ass for the longest period of time or something. The last one I saw was who can take the most paintballs in the back.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
How about we have a challenge and see who can eat the most of those things. Like you've got to pick a number, and whoever picks the highest number has to do it, and then if they do it, they win. So like you say, I'll go 1, and you eat 1, and someone goes, I can beat that, I'll go 3. And they eat 3.
200. Okay.
That means you have to eat 200 if you say that.
So I do not share this. No, you better get
I think we know who's won already.
No, I'm going to smash that. Don't worry about that.
Alright, I'll have 2 quickly. You eat them all the time, so we know that you've won already before we start.
Yeah.
And you better not just let me win. Alright, I'm going to do 2. It tastes familiar, like the smell of PVA glue or whiteout or something. It tastes disgusting, but the flavour does fade off pretty quick. Alright, who's next? Who's going to try and beat my 2? And if no one volunteers, I'm just going to hold you down to the ground and give you 5.
One eternity later.
Well, if I do 3, someone else has to do 4, right?
Exactly. One of us has to try to win.
I'll do 3 because I don't want to do 4.
How about you do 4 so that he has to do something
No.
crazy to win? You can't pick the sizes. No water. No milk. You get used to it pretty quick, don't you? Kian, your turn. 1, 2, 3. There you go, that's 4. He's like, I've done this. I don't care. Yeah, Ken doesn't care, he can handle it. Alright, I forfeit, I don't care. So Esther, did Kian win or are you going to try and beat it?
No, I'm happy to let him win.
Alright, we can see Kian's handling this pretty easy. They burn your mouth, but I do think you can get used to them pretty easy. Well, we've had our lunch break now, time to get back on the river.
Howdy.
Aussie.
Oi.
The sun of the Australia Day long weekend was setting in the background for the first time. At the same time, it felt like we'd only just fallen into our group rhythm and the trip had only just begun. We were a little bit behind on where we'd planned to be at the end of day 1. So what was the morning question you were asking about the other day?
Oh yeah, well, I've just been doing the math. So it's 103 k's from start to finish. We got 2 days to do the rest. 35 or 70, 38 k's.
Yeah, it's not too hard.
Well, we'll see. We've got to get there, isn't it? We have to get home.
Camping fun, Kian. Do you fall into the fire pit?
One time when I woke up camping on one of our kayaking trips, I was so tired I put the milk and water inside that, and then I went like this and started shaking it without the lid. And I just went like that luckily and threw it over my shoulder, and I'm like, oh shit. I was so tired. That morning as we were getting ready, we were very lucky to bump into a middle-aged woman that had done some amazing things in her kayak. She was halfway into completing the entire 2,000 kilometres of the Murray River in one go, and told us very impressingly that she'd already completed other things, like the River Nile. Instead of just sitting here gas-bagging while you guys look at the one picture of the woman I have, I decided I'd go look for some interesting River Nile pictures on the internet. I was amazed by what I found. Okay, Google search. River Nile kayaking. Crap. Okay, gotta be more exact. River Nile woman kayaking. Let's go. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'll take this one. This one looks pretty good. Have a bit more of a look. Hang on, what's this? Australia flag? Huh, that's funny. I'm looking for an Australian woman, like I bumped into kayaking on the River Nile and I find an Australian woman kayaking on the River Nile. Oh, hang on. Even the paddles are exactly the same. Just a coincidence. Oh, hang on, wait, now that the backpack is the same? The sunglasses she's wearing is the same? Oh my god, I can't believe it. This has to be the same woman. Out of all the things I could find on the internet, I managed to find the first pictures I find of a woman are the same one we bumped into on the river. Now guys, is that amazing or what? What a woman.
Oh, we're only doing a small section. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is that your spare paddle or you got a sail there?
Spare paddle. I wish I had a sail.
Yeah, I thought, why is it split up into?
So what's the purpose for this trip? Is it just for enjoyment or?
Yeah, for enjoyment and covering some
I
kilometres.
just love doing the Murray River kayaking all the time and made a social trip many years ago.
Oh, cool. So where are you based? At Wentworth or?
We're in Adelaide.
Oh, from Adelaide. Ah, cool.
I'm trying to do the whole thing before I'm 40.
Nice.
You guys ready?
Okay.
All the cameras are going.
Good luck.
Enjoy your trip.
Yes.
No, I do. So legs must be either side of the kayak pod. Either side. Otherwise, that's the way you tip, and that's why you tip on that water.
And you bring your legs in one at a time very slowly.
That's better. They don't have excessive water.
I didn't know what these things in the tree were for several years. It says 810. But apparently I think they're meant to tell you the distance remaining of the Murray River until you connect with the ocean. So I'm meant to have 810 kilometres until I'm on the coast of South Australia at the end of the Murray River. We'll keep going down the river and see if I can find another one, see if the next one we see in about 10 kilometres says 800 or not.
And now watch closely as this prime monument species now gets to the Murray River and Australia.
As I shine through my hair, I really love creeping people out.
So, what's the count?
0. Pretty. The other guys were funny. They came down this thin segment of the Murray River all by themselves, coming off the main Murray. And then as soon as I yelled out to them, "That's the wrong way," I looked on the map and found out it is actually an interesting detour. So I thought, okay, I'll take their advice and I'll go down this thing. And then as soon as I come down, they said, "No, it's too scary," and they head back.
It wasn't that hard after all.
Hello, big fella. You having a drink? It is a bit shallow though. The water here is only about 20 centimetres deep. See? It's only just deep enough to get through. Oh, let's see if we can beat the other guys. One of the only parts of the Murray River I ever get to see that looks untouched and natural. Well, we're back on the main segment of the Murray River again.
And they're nowhere in sight. I think we've well and truly won.
Hopefully Esther's right and we've won the race. Let's see if they pop out around the corner or if they're already ahead of us.
Just popped out around the corner.
Well, it looks like we did beat them then. We've been waiting here for 15 minutes and they've only just popped around the corner and they're still about 10 minutes away. So we're like 25 minutes ahead of them taking that shortcut. It was beautiful to look at as well.
Very peaceful, idyllic setting, like kind of remote.
Trees on our left, the way they're crossed over are real thick. Some of the most untouched land on the side of the river I've ever seen on the Murray. Well, everyone's fully into the activity now and they've got their pace up and going, and we've pulled off about 31 kilometres. That's a tiny bit better than average what people do on these trips. So everyone's got the hang of it now, and looks like we will actually be able to finish this trip properly. The guys that just said hi to us dropped their hat in the water. Let's see if they get it easy or not.
Oh, yes, they have.
Yeah! This camera does amazingly well in the evening. You can see better than my eyes can see. I can't even see my kayak in front of me, but the video camera can. Well, I'm not sure if you guys can see my face or not, but that's day 2 over and done with. Another beautiful kayaking day finished. And now we just got to find our campsite. And yeah, I'm just lost for words. It's pretty much the entire reason why I come here. It's just so relaxing and beautiful. So up now for day 3. All very exhausted and walking in slow motion. But we've just come to this beautiful segment of the Murray River where it branches off. And now we've got rid of all the wind and stuff, so I think this is going to move quite quickly. And by the time we're finished, we're going to have accomplished at least 74 k's, maybe 100.
Yeah, well, that'll be the first time I've done 101 here.
I've been waiting to do 100 kilometres in 3 days for a long time. Alright, now that we've all been on the kayaking trip for a few days and people are getting tired and they know each other and they're lowering their standards and sharing more personal information, we start to tell some funny stories. And we were just talking about funny things like when someone finds their first porn mag. Esther doesn't really relate to this topic too much, but she did come up with one better than all of us combined. What did you say?
Oh, Mum stapled together the reproduction chapters in science books, so we didn't read them.
Stapled together reproductive chapters in a science book. Wow.
Where did you think babies came from at that stage, you know, without seeing what was in that chapter?
No, but I would...
No, what a guy does.
So did you think that we just come up to each other and hug really, really tight or something and something popped?
No, I knew that.
Are you gonna show how cool Dad is?
Oh, absolutely. I know how to do practical things, Just because I haven't shown it for 31 years doesn't mean I've lost it. I've been a real asset. Ask these people here. I've been able to make a mochaccino. Not a packet.
He is definitely working the hardest out of everyone in the entire group here. As you can see, he's packing up someone else's tent after he's already packed up his own tent.
Actually, no, I'm not.
This is your tent? I thought you were packing up the other dudes.
No.
Oh well, he's lazy. There you go. So kids, Dad's pretty cool. Alright, let's get underway. Oh, look at this, it's sad. It looks like a little sheep has got itself stuck in the river and can't get out. So me and Ken will pick the fella up and toss him back on the ground. It looks like he's been there for a bit. Ready? We're at a bit of a water gate now we need to mess around with, a regulator Esther was saying. Hopefully it's easy to get around this thing carrying the kayaks. Well, unfortunately it looks like we're now going to have the nightmare of having to carry the kayaks around this water gate.
Let's do it.
You want to hide it front? One and a two and a, okay, 2.5. Well, everyone's a bit tired now, let's get back on the river.
Uma, have you got enough strength to do one strong man? Oh.
Yeah, my kids will love that.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that was hard and time consuming and took us about a good 2.5 hours, but now we get back underway. Well, you can see all these piles of dirt around us, and they're most definitely artificial, of course. I would guess that there's just not enough water flowing down this river, so I think some sort of boat comes down here, sucks all the sandy dirt up from the bottom, and spits it out into piles on the side of the river. And most likely the only reason why they do that is because this water is needed for channeling water to lots of farmers, I would guess. You can see these artificial piles as far as the eye can see.
Get more docile than I thought.
So that's it, Kian. We've got the finish line in front of us, the bridge.
I feel like
Hey Kian, do you reckon that's the most beautiful bit of the Murray River we've ever done?
I'm pretty proud of it.
Sadly, the time we had for our Australia Day trip had now come to its end, and it was time to retrieve our cars and head home. Being the only people with enough energy left over, me and Esther decided to walk the remaining distance to retrieve our cars, while the others relaxed and packed up. 3 or 4 hours walk in something like 38-degree heat. Not the most pleasant.
Not the most motivational object for a hike. A dead emu, Australian native, couldn't even survive. We're doomed.
Well, we're here now, and that hike was just utterly exhausting. As soon as I get down there, I'm jumping in the water.
Water looks glorious.
Go for a swim?
Yep.
Oh bloody hell, that was hot. I tell you, I'm going for a swim. The hike's finally finished.
Feels good. So glad the hike's over. Feel good, Daddy?
Yeah, I'll get all this sunscreen off and give my body some cold water. Well, that's it. Another Action Dad weekend all over and done with. See you guys next time. Please subscribe and don't forget to check out my other interesting videos.